I can't make you read parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 if you don't want to, so if you don't want to, that's cool. But if you haven't read those parts, I'll give you a brief summary. I work as a waitress at a diner, and for the 6, nearing 7 years, I've encountered strange things. I'll tell you about them. But first, Iolanthe from part 3 dropped by Jay's apartment, and by dropping by, I mean she fell into the fire escape right in front of the window. He wouldn't have minded, except Craig and Roxana were home at the time, and now they all know about our customers. Jay told them all about our strange customers at the diner. He's surprised that they allow him to continue working at the diner, but they were probably not worried over him working there. However, the 6 harpies were now down to 4. Ophelia drowned in a river, and Cipriana had gotten struck down by lightning. However, 2 of the hags had died during the ensuing battle when they gotten zapped away during that food fight in part 3. The Cerebus is still alive, if anyone was worried about that. Anyway, this takes place the next night after the werecat incident. Loretta came back from her medical leave. She said that she had enjoyed her vacation, but she'd gotten bored looking at the forearm tattoos to cover up her burn once it scarred. She was considering getting a tattoo of either a serpent or a dragon wrapped around a dagger. She wanted something to make her look really, bad. I suppose she thought that a 6'3" green-haired Mexican woman wasn't intimidating enough. She also said that she didn't want to miss out on all the fun. Jay and I had told her about the werecats as we walked inside the diner when a cat wiggled right through my legs, making me stumble. I had to grab onto Loretta for balance, which was hard since, she's a giantess compared to me and Jay. The cat scampered inside and jumped onto a bar stool. It sat there and watched us. It was pure black with a white spot on its chest. It was as large as a dog. It even had a red ribbon around its neck. It was admittedly cute. Jay and I looked at each other before playing a heated round of rock, paper, scissors. He lost, so he went over to the cat and placed a menu on the counter in front of it. Well, what we found out later, the cat is female, so I'll refer to her as a female. Autumn, can you get water for it? Jay asked. Cats are lactose intolerant. Would ask you if you want milk, but I know that cats are lactose intolerant, Jay said. The cat narrowed her eyes at Jay. Considering how big this cat was, she was probably not a normal cat. Jay nodded. All right, I'll get you some milk. The cat nodded, appeased, and looked at the menu as Jay, Loretta, and I went through the kitchen to get the gallon bowl that we used for the Cerebus. Jay poured the milk in it. Yeah, I bet that Craig and Roxana are going to be so excited to hear that we served a cat the size of a dog, said Jay sarcastically. Just be glad that they believe you, and that they allowed you to continue working here. Jay nodded. I know. I've been working here since I was 16, and I'm not dead yet. Don't jinx it, I warned. With our job, I wouldn't be surprised if we died somehow. I know Skylar almost got murdered by that serial killer, but she still lived. Traumatized, but alive. I went back to our feline customer, but a woman, I think she was around 18, was sitting where the cat had once sat at. She had black hair, but she had a streak of white near her temple. She had a red choker and was twirling a lock of her hair around her finger as she examined the interior of the diner before looking at the menu. I'll take the, Humpty Dumpty out of Great Foal, English muffin, and hash browns on the side, the woman said. She had an accent that I think was from the UK, but she later told me that she was Scottish. I nodded and took her order. Okay, anything else? Can I get 4 of the Eggs Benedict? The woman, whose name was Kate, said. If you eat fish for 4 months straight and pieces of meat that pitiful campus toss you, you'll understand. I looked at her black Sweet Princess Lolita dress, white stockings, and red high-top shoes. Her clothes were dirty. Jay walked out of the kitchen holding a bowl of milk, looked at the woman, jerked back a little, and muttered, I'll, get a cup. I really needed to get inside just in case the sorceresses jumped me. I almost tensed up at that. And by jumped, you mean... Jay returned and set the glass of milk beside Kate. Kate smiled at Jay. Thank you. She looked at me. I've changed into a cat 3 times, and by the 9th time I change into a cat, I'm stuck in that form, permanently. Why would they force you to change forms? Asked Loretta from the kitchen. They hate our kind, the cat Sith. I think it's a jealousy thing. It's like a, look at us, we turn into cats and you can't, aha, type of thing. We have that natural ability to turn into cats and they don't. So this supernatural war is basically a my horse is bigger than your horse contest? Asked Jay incredulously. Kate nodded. Yeah, war doesn't make sense. It's like we're fighting because one side has more power than the other. It's also a territory thing. The Longana wanted more area to roam, but the Boobry is more like, no, you stay put. And that douche La Llorona won't stop killing kids. I mean, crap, she's everywhere and we can't find her. That's one thing we can agree on. She needs to go down. She grabbed the glass and downed it like it was a beer. I'm glad the Steiner is here, though. I can feel the ancient magic protecting it. It feels welcoming. Jay and I looked at each other confused. This diner's been here for 20 years, I said confused. Must be the land, then, replied Kate. So, you turn into a cat? Asked Jay. I'm a cat Sith, said Kate. A witch who turns into a cat. Can you turn someone who's been forced into their teen years back into their true age? I asked. Kate looked at Jay and I. So you two are the ones who have the friend named Doug? Yeah, said Jay. Leshy told me about your friend's, problem, said Kate. Yeah, Doug. He got turned back into a teenager after getting kidnapped by the Rainbird, Jay said. Kate looked at us. Leshy did say that you need help with that. I will help him. I just need 3 days to get ingredients. After you do that, I'll meet you guys here at the same time. Bring Doug with you. I nodded in understanding. Thank you for helping Doug. Her food is ready, said Loretta. Jay went over to grab it. Kate waved her hand as Jay placed the plates on the counter in front of her. It's fine. It's not every day I have to change a person into their actual age. Besides, I like Leshy. He protected me a few times in the woods, so I owe him for a favor. Or 2. Or 4. But you don't need to hear those stories. Jay and I looked at each other. I suppose we don't need to hear those stories,